This is a warning video. This is a video to inform you to make sure that you pay attention to the world in which you live. This is a video for the purpose of educating you on things that you ordinarily wouldn't consider. How much of your welfare do you think corporations have at heart? Do you honestly believe the industries that serve us care about us as human beings? Or do they care about their bottom line? Bottom line, for some of you, to mean how much money they make from us, from you and I and all of us. If you never really considered this before, you just ought to be considering it now and then acting upon it accordingly. There's a chemical amongst thousands of other chemicals that has been in our food supply for many years. This chemical is popular in bakery goods. It is popular in restaurant goods, foods that we actually purchase and even consume. We eat this stuff. And the industry knows exactly what it does to us and our physiology, our bodies. They know what the implications are and they know what the possibilities are of these things being carcinogenic to us, living, breathing human beings. But it does not change their minds. Now, I hate to use the term hearts because they have no hearts if they know that what they are selling to us is hurting us, if not in the short term, definitely in the long term. Listen to me for a moment, and I'm going to leave. I'm not going to be here long at all, but I just want you to think. I'm going to make an attempt to pronounce this word. Azodicarbonamide. 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 What this is a chemical. It is also commonly referred to as the yoga mat chemical. This is a chemical that is used in plastics and foam products in the industry, and it's also used and has been used in bakery products, especially in your restaurants. And not many years ago, Subway. The buns that are used or the bread that is used in Subway the restaurant. This product or this chemical was used in the dough to make it swell so that it could have uniformity. Let me tell you something that I never really thought about in depth, but I thought about it on the surface. But I'm so glad that I ran across a couple of articles that basically reawakened my thoughts on this subject. I used to ask myself the question. I worked at McDonald's when I was really young, and I was about 21, 22, 23, and I used to see the packages of buns, hamburger buns, all measuring the same size, precise. The top bun or the crown and the lower bun. They look exactly the same. And over time, after I had left the restaurant, I'd noticed when I'm at another restaurant, White Castles, let's say for example, I would see them pulling buns out of plastic bag. All of the buns were exactly the same configuration, the same exact size. Each envelope or plastic envelope or bag of buns, it was uniform. It was the exact same. Have you ever seen two people look exactly the same while you're walking down the street, shopping in the mall? We are all uniquely different. Even though there might be someone who has a familiarity with you or who resembles someone that you know, but no two people are exactly the same. Now, getting back to the buns from the restaurants, have you ever baked cake in your oven at home? Ladies, guys, children. Or have you ever seen someone bake a cake at home? Mom, grandmother, auntie, or whomever. Has your cake ever been perfect if you made it from scratch? If you made your cake from scratch every single time you make those cakes, the same identical cake, milk, eggs, and maybe yeast or whatever, sometimes it will be a little wobbly, a little bit off, not exactly the same height, but it was never exactly the same configuration or size when you made those cakes. You know why? For the most part, you were using more natural ingredients. But answer me this: how is it that you can buy a packaged product and 99.9% of the time when you bake it, they all look the same? How is it if you and I make a bakery item to include pies and cakes at home, they don't come out exactly the same? But when you go to a restaurant, all of the hamburgers that they make for their customers, they look exactly the same. The buns, more specifically, in this video. How do you get the buns to all look the same? To be the same exact size, the same exact shape? You add a chemical to it. You add something that is artificial to it, that will act upon that particular dough or that mixture precisely. And every single bun, when it's baked, is going to rise and be exactly the same as the one beside it, the one in back of it, the one on top of it. They're going to look exactly the same. And what's really, really crazy is that if a restaurant has 50 locations in a city, let's say a middle-sized to large metropolis, if they have 50 restaurants, every restaurant has the same buns. They all look the same. So if you travel from the west side to the east side to the same restaurant, the hamburger looks exactly the same as the one you just left. If you go from the north to the south to the same restaurant, they all look exactly the same. There's no way in the world you could bake a cake and a bun and they look exactly the same when you're using natural products from scratch, just making it homemade. But if you are adding something artificial to it, a chemical agent that changes its makeup, its construct, if you will, the integrity of it changes. And you have uniformity because you have just the right amount that's been perfectly measured for all of those products to turn out the same. Can you say poison? Say it again, poison. So, anytime, ladies and gentlemen, we leave nature and we insert something that's artificial and something that is not natural, and those things that are supposed to be healthy for us, and we're particularly eating these things or ingesting these things, you cannot Stay away from the probability, the possibility of having some health issue somewhere down the road. So, this word that I just used, azodicarbonamide, azodicarbonamide, and I spelled it for you early part of the video. It has been used in Subway restaurant buns and other restaurant buns as well to make them fluffy. It's also been known to cause cancer. Did you know that? The ingredient that's contained therein, because it's used in foam plastics as well. Now, why would you put something that's a real food product in foam plastic? You wouldn't. So let's reverse it. Why would you put something that's intended for foam plastic in a food item? You would, for profit, because people love aesthetics. They like to see something that looks good, not only smells good and tastes good, but they're using artificial synthetic ingredients to appeal to our smell, to our taste, and also to our sight. But these things are killing us. Did you not know that in Singapore, the country, this product that I just mentioned to you, this chemical, was banned? One of many countries, Singapore. And did you not know that if anyone was found using this chemical in food in Singapore, would have to pay a fine of $450,000, and they would receive a sentence of 15 years in prison? But the United States continues to use that product. The product that I just pointed out to you. And it's all about the bottom line. It's all about money, not about our health. I just thought I would share that with you. Please do your own research. Follow behind me. Study for yourself. Learn the world in which you live so that you can stop falling for everything that someone tells you. Stop falling for everything that you see in the media, that you read in the media, that you hear in the media. And do your own research. Become your own scientist. Become your own doctor as much as you possibly can, and learn more about you and the world in which you live. This is Brother Teacher. What say you?